Abend, guten Abend, bonsoir, good evening. And, welcome back to the BNL Karting Series Facebook page with myself, your official speaker, Alex Goldschmidt. Thank you very much for everyone that's hopefully going to be tuning in over the next hour, because it is a live Commentator Q a new feature for 2019. So I'm going to be on camera for around about the next 59 or so minutes. Hi Navont, Dave Ritson, our man in charge. Looking forward to this season, my friend. But of course, I'm going to spend the next 10 or so minutes just explaining a few things because there have been a few changes in the meantime between 2018 and 2019. Firstly, just want to thank everybody that's been supporting the BNL for the last 10 years. It was our 10th anniversary last season. And we had a good representation going to Brazil. So we had some great BNL regulars. Of course, Dewey de Deker, Robert de Haan, Mike van Vught, Senna van Balsten, amongst others that competed against the best Rotax drivers in the world. I know that hopefully Team Belgium will have a strong showing for this year's Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals, but there is some business to attend to. Of course, we are 5 weeks away from the kickoff for the 2019 racing season. So the 23rd and 24th of February, we're back at the Home of Champions where it all ended late last year, around about November time. So we head to Home of Champions for the BNL kickoff. And then a month later, March 23rd and 24th, we head back to Genk for the first official round of BNL. And then we go to a new venue in 2019. We say au revoir Austrico et bonjour Mariembourg. So we'll be heading to Karting de Fagnes, which will be round 2 of the championship, if memory serves me correctly, the 6th and 7th of July. And then it is the first weekend of October where we head back to Genk to finish it all again. Also, the good thing is that we have OK and OK Junior now joining the ranks of the BNL Karting Series. Guten Abend, Olli Czubacek Senior. Hoffentlich hast du schon nicht so gut gefeiert gestern Abend bei Geburtstag. Huh? So the good thing is the Q&A will be in both English and in German. I will attempt to do it in French. Dave Ritson, if you throw a Dutch question at me, I will say no comment because I won't be able to understand it. Guten Abend. Guten Abend, mein Freund. Also, we've got the Rotax Max Euro Trophy coming back, which is good. Und auch kommt der Junior. So, good evening, Oliver. Looking forward to working with that man on the Rotax Max Euro Trophy, which again will start its season on the 19th of April at Karting Genk. Now there's some new regulation changes I need to make people aware of. This is also to do with the Belgian Max Challenge, the Euro Trophy. I think there's also some other RMC organizations enforcing this. Now, this is crucial. Now, the reason why I'll say this, first of all, is the fact that there is no provisional testing allowed from the Monday to the Thursday of that week of the event. Hey, Ollie. Heute Abend, Christine. Schönemans. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Of course, there was a recent award, Mr. Ritson, that I understand that Genk, Karting Genk got. So, success for Allemals. I'm going to try and start learning some Dutch this year. But Ritson, don't throw me in at the deep end because I learned that the hard way with German. Not last year, but a few years ago. So the thing is that for those wanting to compete in the first round of the Rotax Max Euro Trophy, that's the 19th to the 21st of April. The Belgian Max Challenge will be there the week before. So you can actually race there that weekend and get some testing in if you need to use it as a testing exercise. Also, I know for a fact that Dave and I were talking a bit earlier on today. Now, also, for those competing in the Chrono Karting Championship, that's the Dutch one, so the Dutch Rotax Max Challenge. BMC2 for Mariembourg will also be part of the Chrono Karting. So that will be the 12th and 11th and 12th of May at Mariembourg. So really, quite a lot of things going on. Success, Tom Braken. He's now off in with Baby Race Driving Academy. He's been testing in Adria, where the Rotax Max Euro Trophy will be going in late May, early June. Looking forward to going there. Fantastic facility, but I understand it's been like -5 degrees out there. Andrea Giustini from Vroom is there at the moment. Hello, Piotrek Sadurski, obviously father of Max, who I've had the pleasure of commentating on. Realistically, I'm going to be on here for about the next 55 minutes. So the more you guys that are currently watching, so Dave, the two Ollies, Christine, Piotrek, can you please share this post? Because obviously I set up an event and I found out I couldn't do a live video to it. So realistically, I've thrown myself a curveball. I mean, there's a lot of changes, of course. For those that aren't already aware, I know that a lot of you that are watching are already aware that this coming October, the 19th to the 26th, the 20th running of the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals are being held in the Circuito Internazionale Napoli in Sarno, not too far from Mount Vesuvius in Italy, from the 19th to the 26th of October. I'm hoping to go there. I'll let you know if I do. Danke sehr, Oli Senior. Noch einen Share auf Facebook. Gut gemacht. So anyone that is competing in the BNL has an opportunity at a golden ticket if it's in one of the relevant categories. Has to be Rotax powered, I might add. Then we've also got the categories of DD2 Masters, Senior Max and Junior Max in the Rotax Max Euro Trophy. Now, one name that I'm really excited to talk about is one young Briton who, ja, das habe ich gesehen, Oli Senior, dass du hast es geteilt. Dankeschön. That a young man by the name of Daniel Ginchard is going to be joining the BNL and the Rotax Max Euro Trophy for 2019. This young Brit, I think some of the established guard will have to watch themselves in Junior Max if they are going to be competing there. I know for a fact that the Dorai Diamond, Lewis Gilbert, is going to Senior Max. I'm waiting to see what Mike van Vught, our current Junior Max champion, who also took 3 titles, including the BNL Karting Series last year. He took the Chrono Karting and he also took the Rotax Max Euro Trophy, but Lewis Gilbert came out on top in the BNL Rotax Golden Trophy late last year. Dan Ginchard, he's going to be with SFR Racing and he's going to be doing BNL and Rotax Max Euro, and I think he's in Junior Max, and he's going to be on the brand new Ralf Schumacher chassis. So obviously now they've taken over Intrepid, who have run a lot of competitors in this. There's quite a few laughing faces and a few other bits and pieces as well. So Dan Ginchard, a new addition. I've just been keeping my eyes on the entry lists for BNL Kickoff. Apparently, yes. Good evening, Max Sidursky. Hope you're keeping well, my friend. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you race again this year. So far at the moment, according to the entry list, now this I think is for the kickoff. We have a total of 34 entries. Some regular faces, yep. So Lewis Gilbert remains with KR Sport. Will be running the 329. Brahma Savarda from the Netherlands will be running in the 376, also in Senior Max. Gus Lawrence returns for 2019 on the 385. Lawrence Seifried, who has worked in the camp company establishment, but also is doing a dual campaign just like Dan Ginchard. Lawrence will be doing DD2 for both categories. And we'll have the likes of Tommy van der Stroys, Olivier Jonkers, Dries van Langendonk, Thomas Stauven, Mats van Hooyen as well. So there's a lot of good competitors. Gianni Andrisani as well. He'll be in for this year. The 246 in Junior Max. Oh, but I'm really looking forward to this. Tom Reinertz. Welcome to the Junior Max ranks for 2019. Sticking with GKS Lemons Powers. Corbett Bals from Belgium, obviously Junior Max in both BNL and also the BMC, and also Rotax Max Euro, FIA Academy Trophy, vice champion behind Spain's Mari Boya last year, is going into OK. So him and Mads Ries as well will be joining BNL, the young Dane, the Charger, who's been really good. You'll be running in the 299 in OK class. So what's going to be coming new for 2019 in BNL from the social media side? Of course, my voice will be ringing around the circuit and also on the live audio stream, and hopefully the live video streams that we should be having for this season. Obviously, as and when we know, will in due course. The audio stream is already confirmed via Downforce UK. Now, there is one thing I do need to mention about this, and I want to be very, very clear for main reasons, really. If there is no internet connection where I am, it will be recorded. The PA will still run, but then we will also publish post day. So every day that gets put on live. If we can't broadcast it, it's unfortunate, but these things do happen with mobile technology and internet and VLAN and all that kind of stuff. If it happens, don't worry, we'll still be broadcasting it, so that's not a problem at all. I don't know how many of you are watching. 3? Look, everyone had a heads up this evening. It's 10 past 8, well, 11 minutes past 8. So, you can ask me right, the floor is open. I'm now officially confirming that the live commentator Q A with me, your speaker, Alex, is now open. Now, you have to keep this clean. I will be making sure that I'll be watching my words, and I'll also be watching the comments on the right-hand side of my screen. So you can ask me anything, as long as it, first of all, doesn't become too personal. Second of all, if it draws the line with regards to swearing and vulgarity, I will be deleting that comment. We do have children watching. Of course, Max Sodersky is watching as well. So I'm going to wait here until somebody asks me a question. Now, this Q&A will run until 2200 hours tonight. So please feel free to share. I'm now going to share it on my personal Facebook page. I've now got to try and make sure. So there we go. Let's try and share this. It's quite funny when you try and multi-manage things. So I've now shared it on my timeline. For those friends who are probably going to be watching now, I'm now also going to share this on a page you manage. So let's have a look. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to put the microphone down. Hang on. You can probably hear me typing away, but it's not the... Right, so now we've got the views up a little bit. Anyone feeling free to ask me a question? Now, as I said, for those that are watching either via the BNL Karting Series Facebook page, the RACB Championship Belgium Max Challenge page, you can now watch there. Also on my personal profile, I might even share it through the Alex Goldschmidt consultancy. But now that we're now running into the completion of the first quarter, so nearly 15 minutes up, who's going to throw the first question to Alex Goldschmidt? Now, you can do it either in English or in German. I'll try and answer in French, but do not throw me a Dutch question because I will have absolutely no understanding unless I do Google Translate, and then I may answer in English. So, anyone got a question? Anybody? This could be a very long waiting game. So, anyone got any questions? I could sit here and just wait. You know, I do a pretty good job of commentating, as you all probably know, because of the amount of pleasant comments that have been thrown my way since April of last year. Thank you very much to everybody. You know who you are. I won't start listing a long list of names, but come on. Anyone for a question? I'm waiting. Now, there are certain things that I will answer about. So I'm going to keep talking until someone throws me a question, and it has to be on the official BNL Karting Series Facebook video that you're watching not right now. You can't do it through a shared profile, but you have to do it through the BNL Karting Series Facebook page. Now, if you're going to ask me to predict winners, I can't do that. I haven't got my crystal balls out. They're probably broken anyway. You can ask me about how I started off in motorsport, not necessarily as a commentator. You can ask some personal questions that I'll be more than happy, but as long as they are not rude. I know that sometimes we all have a bit of a twisted sense of humor, but if you want to ask me a question about motorsport, what I think about certain things going in. So let's just see. Well, it looks like someone, I'm just wondering. Hang on a second. Okay, so looks like we've got our first comment in. What prices are to earn at the bank? Piotrek, if you could send the question in your preferred language, I will then Google Translate and answer it in English, if that might be of any help. Right, okay. Hi, Alex. Why has Austriacor been dropped? Good question, Steve. If I'm honest, I really don't know the answer to this. This is probably either down to, I think it's probably down to scheduling. So whether Austriacor was already booked on the weekend that we are going to Mariembourg. I don't know the ins and outs and everything. I only get notified certain information. But if you want to have a chat with the organising body, feel free to do so. So thank you very much, Steve. I really do appreciate that. Also, Steve, I've got a question for you. What category is Clayton going to be competing if he is in BNL next year? That's a question for you. So it might be a case that if you ask me a question and I can think of one to throw back at you guys, I will. So hopefully this will add a bit of a dynamic. So you can also answer via... so yeah, Steve, like I say, I think it's probably down to scheduling. I really haven't been given any other information apart from that. But thank you for your question, Steve Ravenscroft. So like I say, it's not always down to... I can't really give you... If I don't know the information, I've got... so let's see. Has Piotrek responded? So I'm just going to... the good thing is that I've got a video that I'm actually keeping a look at the moment. So thank you, Steve, for your comments. Anybody else? We still have over 40 minutes of this Q&A to go. So please feel free to send me, send me any questions. I do see a few familiar faces from the UK. Ben Davis, Luke Smith, Dan Ashton. Good evening. Good evening, Ilian Brunsils. Also, Alexander Derlinger. Good evening. Oh, and now I've got something rattling on my ear, which is the feed from from the feed from there. Good evening, Dave Higgins. Avant, Lars Lardenoij, Kate Taylor, a good friend from Downforce, also mother of Kai Bacchini, who's a very impressive young commentator at just 11 years of age. Watch out for this kid. So, okay, Piotrek, let's see. Right, thank you. Okay, so at the moment, I will now head to the official BNL Karting Series Facebook, the actual page itself. And so let's just have a look. So the races. So Piotrek is wondering. So Piotrek, let's just find with regards to all of this. I know that there was. Okay, so Piotrek, with regards to your question, what prizes are to win at the BNL? Well, I did mention the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals. So there will be, so with regards to this, we will have golden tickets available for the winners who will head to Sarno in Italy later on this year. We do also normally have a lottery. This past year, we would have had something like Mojo Tyres or Alfano chronometers, also the Alfano tyre pressure gauges as well, which were being handed out last year. So thank you, Piotrek. Good evening, David Higgins. Hope you're keeping well. So thank you, Steve. So, because obviously your boy is British champion as well in Super 1. So congratulations. Good to see him at the Downforce UK Awards last week. So Clayton will be doing Senior Rotax if there is time between UK and Euro X30. Okay, so that means he'll be so IAMI European Series. That's a good championship to be in as well. Good evening, Lars. Good evening, Dave. Anyone got any questions? We still have plenty of time. I'd like for you guys to get to know me a bit rather than just asking me specific questions such as what can we win? I mean, I will now go through, thanks to Piotrek's question with regards to that. So there will be things like grand final tickets. Also, Rotax Max engines we gave away at the end of the season as well, depending on the categories. So yeah, I mean, now for those that already did watch the live stream, which I think that the local Brazilian director tried to do his best to keep things going. Obviously, the live stream, there's a good evening, Mr. Large from Rye House. Good evening, Philippe Guinard. So of course we had a lot of Belgian representation, but also Dutch representation from the BNL Karting Series, both past and present. Of course, Doy de Deker was second behind Brent Cruz in Micromax this year. In Minimax, we also had Danny van Hoyten, who came second to Farin Mega. Farin, who's been racing in Germany, but I think has also been doing some other bits and pieces. Then we came to Junior Max, and of course, last year's BNL Karting Series Junior Max champion Mike van Vught carved his way through the field, did a bit of a Max Verstappen, and finished third behind Jaden Pope from Australia. But the one that decided to do the shoey was a Dutchman, and of course it was Robert de Haan from the Netherlands. So good to see these two, two of the BNL Karting Series contingent and also the Rotax Max Euro Trophy contingent up on the podium at the Grand Finals. Senna van Valsten, who was running in BNL in KZ last year, took Senior Max top honours ahead of Mark Kimber, who won the BNL Rotax Golden Trophy, and Mario Novak from Austria. And then we also had one of our winners from DD2 Masters, Antti Olikainen, who won the BNL Rotax Golden Trophy, DD2 Masters top honours late last November. And the Finn has been... Okay, Tim Sonnemans, another good question, reference BNL. So let's just have a look. So what prizes are to win at the kickoff for Micromax? Okay, I will now have a little bit of a look. I will do my very, very best, my friend. Let's just have a look. At the moment, there's nothing on BNL Karting Series .com for what is going to be. It's basically, I think it's just a one-off. It's a warm-up event I think the thing is that then that gives the drivers momentum to go into the first round of BNL on the 23rd and 24th of March, exactly a month later. But I'm sure that in due course, Tim, thank you very much for your question, that we will have some further information from the organising body to tell us what is going on. So thank you very much for everyone, the 10 of you. So I'm really, really surprised. Now, I wish I could see who is actually, so entrance for the series. So Philippe, so I take it this is for the whole year. Is that correct? If you just want to like your, so if that is for the series, I will now have a look. So let's just have a look for that. So Philippe, I will just have a look at. Sorry about this. It's just I'm trying to find this information. So if I can find this information, I will do very shortly. So if I do go silent, I've still got the. Okay, Philippe. For now, the thing is that with regards to the. So the obviously Tim Sonneman's question, I can sort of answer this slightly. That the program will be announced shortly with regards to it. And for the kickoff events, Philippe, if it's KZ, OK, and OK Junior, the entry fee is set at €125. And also, if that person decides to go for the whole season, if you pay for in advance for a KZ, OK Junior, up front, it's €225 for 3 weekends of competition as well. So obviously for the 12 races over the weekends, it is still the 10 best scores. The 2 lowest scores will have. I'm getting these questions thick and fast, and it's all about. No one's asking me questions about me. Cool, that's a bit weird. Kickoff is also for KZ as well, Lars. So if you're running in KZ, that's fine. So you can all go to bnlkartingseries.com to find out a lot of the information. I'm just trying to get all this info for you guys. So let's just have a look. I'm now going to go to the first round. Okay. Okay, so entry fee for 2019 is as follows. So micro and minimax is €350 per race weekend. So that's 1, 2, and 3. But if you decide to go for all 3, it's €900. So effectively, you'll be saving €150 for all 3 weekends. Junior Max, Senior Max, DD2, and DD2 Masters is €400 per weekend, which would normally total €1,200. But if you go for the 3 race weekends, you again save €150 and pay $1,050 for the 3 race weekends. Of course, the OK Junior, and the KZ, it's a 2019 only promotional fee that for each race weekend, it's €100 entry. This is to try and help bolster the grids. We've already got 2 OKs in the form of Madslis and Kobe Bowles. But it's 100 per race weekend for the main championship, and then €225 if you pay up front as well. Of course, if you need to order your tyres, you have to go through the relevant links on bnlkartingseries.com. Okay. Guy, right, okay. This the kart license requirements may be to do with the RACB, if it's a DMSB, or if it is an FIA ratified license. This is dependent on the organising body's Guy. So I don't know how to pronounce your surname. I'm not even going to attempt it, but it's longer than mine. Guy and Dave Bell ask, how old am I? Right, my birth date was the 5th of September 1977, which makes me 41 years of age. Yes, I don't look it. Dave Large, what's my favourite colour? Oh, it's actually one of the ones I'm wearing at the moment. Black, Dave. Makes me look slimmer as well. So, yeah. So good. Some personal questions coming in. Good evening to a very good friend of mine and also a man who suffers from diabetes. Had a good chat with him last year, Mr. Pete Gibson. Hopefully, mate, I see you racing this year. If you get your backsides of Rye House, I am on the comms again. So I'm 41 years of age. Yes. 41, September 1977, birthplace London. But I live about 100 kilometres north. Dave Large asking me my favourite colour. Okay. See if there's anything else. Thanks, Guy. Most people think I'm anywhere between late 20s to mid 30s. So we're now into the second half of this. So appreciate all your... No problem at all, Tim. You're more than welcome. Yeah, I do look younger. That's getting a definite like. So every single person that has asked a question. So Guy, like I say, might be worth contacting if you go to info@bnlkartingseries.com, inquire about what relevant kart license is required. So yeah. Right. Okay, Dave Large. Are you? I take it you're talking IKR. Well, I've been speaking with Chris McCarthy, and I can confirm that on February 10th I am doing the first round of IKR. So no more talk about Rye House. This is BNL specific. BNL specific. So thank you, mate. I knew it. Guy, you absolute legend. How do I feel about Brexit? I really haven't been paying much attention to it. That's definitely getting a love on that one because I do have a German passport. So that's all I'm saying about that one. Yes. Happy New Year, Pete. Thanks, Pete. 1977 was a great year. Yes, because I was born. Yeah, Guy, I think effectively with regards to Brexit, I think if anyone has watched Jonathan Pye on Facebook, there is a lot of profanity, so kids will need to mind their ears, especially the youngsters from Europe. But to be honest with you, they've had long enough to deal with it. I don't want to talk about it because it's not so much a sore subject, but it is a case that they've had more than enough time to deal with it, and they've made a rod for their own back. So no more Brexit talk from me. So Dave Ritson asked me earlier, are they going to let you out after March? Yes, they will let me out after March, Dave. It's not a problem. So yeah, really. Any other questions? Any more motorsport related? Not necessarily towards BNL and Rotax Euro. I mean, if you want me to give my opinions of what I thought of Rotax Euro last year, I have to say credit to a lot of people that really piqued my interest and really have enjoyed commentating in Europe since April of last year. A big thank you to Chris McCarthy for the opportunity. You know, I have to mention him because without him, I wouldn't be doing this. So thank you to him, really, to be honest. But I think, you know, things have changed over, you know, for I think since 2017. I came into motorsport in 2011. And I'm going to keep, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep filling in because no one has got the, right. Okay. Philippe Kienard. Hi, Dave. Is that to Mr. Dave Large? I hope, Philippe. Yeah. Oh, or Dave Ritson, actually. So my journey in motorsport has been happening over the last 7 years. Guten Abend, Lukas Warner, good friend from the Rotax Max Euro Trophy, also has been messaging me quite a lot on Instagram. Have I got info for the kickoff? Actually, Philippe, yes, I do. I think. Let's just have a look, shall we? Die Smolders, Goedenavond. And if people are going to say, well, how can I say that pretty convincingly? Well, I hear it enough. I don't know who from, but obviously when you work around a European crew and you're one of the only Brits around, you do have to sort of keep your ears peeled, so to speak. I definitely saw it earlier. I knew it was a particular. I think there was some information on BNL Karting Series.com. Let's just have a look, Philippe. Just want to try and find this information out for you. Sorry about that. That's my mobile phone going off in the background. So let's just have a look. I think I will have a look on the. Let's see. Ritson, yeah, I kind of guessed as much, Philippe, because of the fact that there's a Dave Ritson watching and a Dave Large watching, and they're two completely different people. Also, some developments reference social media. I'm going to be more involved with this, with regards to it. And the good thing is this live video will be available on YouTube, so the BNL official YouTube channel will be a bit more active. So parents, drivers, teams, paddocks, you've been put on notice. So I'm going to be coming around with a camera, and this microphone might be pointed in your general direction, not from Ben van der Stuken, but from me. We want to make sure that people get to know about the BNL Karting Series and help promote the championship. And, as I say that, we go up to 5. Philippe, unfortunately, I can't seem to find any information on that. So in due course, you can be kept. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look and see if there's anything on the BNL Karting Series Facebook page. That's the good thing about running a live video, and then also having. That's if my computer will work. Of course, I hope that everyone had a look at the Born Different video that was posted earlier on this week with two a brother and sister who were born with progenia, which is a debilitating disease where the cells deteriorate rapidly. And good to see that GKS Lemons Power, a good friend at the Home of Champions, as they're based there, have run the likes of obviously Jenson Button, former GKS Lemons Power driver, celebrates his birthday today. He's going to become a father. And also the fact that we recently had to celebrate 5 years of his father passing. So, yeah. I can't really sort of see anything at the moment, Philippe, but I'm sure that in due course there will be announcements reference the actual prices. I'm going to have a look. I'll try and have a look and see if I can answer that question. But does anyone else have any other questions at all? Because it seems like I'm not getting anywhere. So let's just see. Are there any other? No. Right. Okay. But yeah, for those wanting to know a bit more about me, I'm part German. I'm an 8th German by descent. My grandfather, God rest his soul, emigrated to the United Kingdom in 1929. and then I. Oh, hang on, Lars, I think has just commented. Yes, see you there, my friend. Have a good one, Lars. Have a good weekend. Thanks for just opting to watch. Um, so yeah, so my historical background resonates with East Germany. My with my surname Goldschmidt, it is part German, part Jewish. Never been practicing in the religion, but my grandfather came over, was a legal alien in the UK in 1929, Boxing Day of all days, which over here is a national holiday. Had to go to the police office, local police station every 6 months, and then would have to, go back. Eventually, he became a British citizen. He never became a British citizen. He never relinquished his German passport or German identity until the day he died in 1982. So my love for Europe has only been expanded with being able to commentate in Europe. So from an early age, from round 3, I was getting a slap on the wrist from my mother because we were walking past every single car and I was going like BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, Opel, and I get a slap on the wrist being told to shut up. But then in 1988, quite significantly, it was Formula One. And I was watching the likes of Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna racing around the streets of Monte Carlo. And from then on, I was hooked. Wasn't a good year in 1994. Obviously, it's 25 years since the passing of both Ayrton Senna and also Roland Ratzenberger as well, who unfortunately passed away during qualifying for the San Marino Grand Prix. So that was a very difficult year, I think, as a fan, but then also as a person, because, at that age I was 17. My hero had been taken from us so quickly and so suddenly as well. So yeah, I mean, I understand the pitfalls of motorsport, but I do enjoy watching I think if people said to me, out of all the paddocks that I've been in, which includes Formula One, which includes DTM, I've been in TCR International and TCR Germany, WEC, British Touring Cars, and karting. What would I say is probably the best one for me? For me personally, it is karting. To see the young, hungry champions of the future. And there's also there's a magazine coming out very soon called motorsportdays.com. It's available now in print, and I do have some copies to give to certain competitors in the next few weeks. But it was based on my season in Europe last year, and the good thing is that at least 2, I think maybe one, actually, let me just count, 4 of those 5 drivers I selected had actually raced in a BNL race last year. Hannes Morin was at the Golden Trophy, Matilda Olsson also at the Golden Trophy, and Corby Pauls and Mike van Vught. So really, I think seeing the new young chargers of the future is something quite exciting, and what better place than Europe, because it's where everyone comes from far and wide, from Barbados, from Australia, Brazil, continental Europe. The UK is one of the, has always been a very challenging market in terms of people wanting to go over there and compete. And then to see Brits come over to Europe to ply their trade, like Lewis Gilbert, Cian Shields, Clayton Ravenscroft, Joe Turney, Bradley Barrett, so many other people that, I could sort of like start listing names of people from continental Europe, Scandinavia, the United Kingdom that I've seen I've commentated on last year, and I could have like a huge list. Anyone got any questions? Because we're getting to now the final, the final 15 minutes. In about 10 seconds time, You've got 15 minutes to get in your questions. So this is going to be more of a regular feature. I'm going to try and host it between BNL rounds. Any other ideas on social media? Well, we're also going to try and do some live videos from the relevant tracks. So Karting Genk, Karting de Fagnes and Mariembourg. We might even be able to get some live videos around the paddock. I'd like to ask a question to some of the parents of some of the competitors. You fancy joining me for a drink in the evening? We could do something special. We could probably do it live. So I'm looking forward to hopefully helping to bring more exposure to the BNL, because it is a championship that I do respect. I've kept an eye on it over the last couple of years since 2017. So realistically, it is more a case of making sure that we help push the BNL Karting Series forward, and to be able to be a commentator for a championship that I very, very much respect is a privilege, and it's also an honour. I'm looking forward to working with the whole team at BNL and also with the respective circuits, so Karting Genk, home of champions, and Karting de Fagnes in Mariembourg. Of course, Ben van der Stuggen, who I'm looking forward to working with, who I worked with at the BNL Golden Trophy. Bonsoir, Ben. Goedenavond. Looking forward to seeing you at Genk. So realistically, for what can I see happening in 2019 at the BNL Karting Series? All I'm going to say is that when the lights go out and we go racing, it's put up or shut up. It is effectively, people are going to want fire and brimstone, and they're going to throw it at the opposition by the form of fantastic overtakes around the outside, some great slipstreaming, some great side pod by side pod action through corners, 2, 3 abreast. It's going to be quite interesting how everyone adapts to going to Mariembourg for the first time. As I know that Austrie-Cours has been on the calendar for quite a few years, and now we move on to a track that is going to be further south of Liège. And good evening to a certain viewer in Dubai, Mr. Andrew Harvey, whose son Elliot was racing in the Dubai O Plate this weekend. So Andy, hope you're keeping well, mate. I know that Elliot did a really good job and got fourth in the end. There was a particular guy, I think, that was racing that category, Leroy Jägersar, as well. Maxi Fleischmann was racing over there in X30 Shifters. Those are two guys that are competitive in Rotax, but so really, I'm not going to make any predictions. We've got no more Tom Braken. He's racing in Italy. Dewey De Decker also racing in WSK this year. Tom Heinert's going up from Mini Max to Junior Max. That's going to be a real big step for the youngster. But of course, he's sticking with GKS Lemons Power for 2019. I do have to say that Tom Braken, now this is the official statement that Tom put on his Instagram profile on the 4th of January, and this is when he made the official announcement. This is here, and I have just double tapped the button to say that I've liked it. And he said, and this is from Tom himself, "I'm proud and happy to announce that I will drive for Baby Race Driver Academy in Italy this year. My coach Rick Driesen, who came second in the KZ World Championships, which also happened to be on pretty much home soil for him at Karting Genk, from Patrick Hayek and Fabian Federer rounding out the top three. Of course, good news for Karting Genk getting the best venue trophy from the CIK FIA at their presentation gala. I can't remember where the heck I was. Where was it? I can't remember. Dave Ritson, you'll probably remind me. He said, my coach Rick Driesen will remain by my side and continue to support me. With Baby Race Driver Academy, I will be part of a strong and professional team where hard work with passion for the sport is very important. I am grateful for the opportunity and look forward to this new challenge. I would like to thank my GKS Lemons Power team in Belgium for everything they did for me and their support for the last 2 years. Without you guys and Rick Driesen, I wouldn't be ready for this new step. And I have to say, very well put, Tom. Field success in Italy, my friend. So yeah, we'll see how Tom gets on. Of course, he's no longer going to be in BNL this season. So we'll wait to see what happens later on this year. Of course, we are, as I say. I mean, I'm looking at all the. It's really interesting to just see all the names that are coming through. We're up to 34 entries so far, as well. Why am I getting emails from the Royal Automobile Club? Oh, I don't know. Alex, stop looking at your smartphone. We've got less than 10 minutes to go in this official Q&A. This is the first of many this season. So Jesper Leinert is in Minimax. Jens van der Eyden will be running on the Paralin chassis along with Tommy van der Stroys. So Tommy will be staying in Micromax for another season. Tam Saleh from Germany will be running in the number 30. So if Dries van Langendonk is racing in BNL this year, what is happening with Tom van Langendonk? Thomas Strauven. So we've got, and also alongside Fried is running with GKS. So that's going to be a pretty explosive combination. The 16-year-old from Germany, I think, is going to be one of the ones to watch, if I'm honest. So we've got competitors from the Netherlands, Latvia, France, Germany, Belgium, Netherlands. We've also got Arvid Rosen from Sweden on the 213. Will be taking part on the Energy chassis in Junior Max. So to be completely honest, now, one thing I do have to remember to remind you people that if you do not have this app already, Rotax Racing app, either on iTunes or Google Play, completely free. And you can also look at the entry lists. You can also look at the timetables. You can either do this on tablet or phone. So, like I say, the 23rd to the 24th of February is the BNL kickoff, which will start the season, but won't really truly start it until we go back there a month later. Then the BNL Karting Series will start on the 23rd of March again at Karting Genk. So far, so we do have 28 entries for round one. So Casper Schormans from the Netherlands comes back in the number 40 as well. Now that's a very interesting sign, because defending champion Mike van Vught from the Netherlands will be running in the 201 in Junior Max. He's back to defend his title, it looks like, in the BNL Karting Series as well. Also, I'm just going to have a look at the RMC Euro Trophy. So again, that is the 19th to the 21st of April. I've got a very tight time schedule that weekend. So again, we've got Matilda Olsson, Guilherme de Oliveira, Laszlo Zuever from Hungary, Andreas Herbert from France will be in seniors, Maurice Schmeids, we've got the Schurings from the Netherlands, Gianni Andrisani as well, Marcel Steinert, Wilczynski, Ringelberg, and Konrad Bayer, it looks like, is going to be there. So Konrad Bayer in the 508. So we're getting down to the last 5 minutes. I mean, what do you want to see from social media from us at BNL for 2019? I think really there is one announcement I do have to make about that. Dankjewel, Dave Ritson, because at the season opener in Genk, from the 20th, well, when we get to the kickoff, there is going to be a track walk talk between me and Dave Ritson. So we will do a track walk about BNL, but also about the Home of Champions. Get some history For those people that don't know about Genk, have never competed around there before. So Dave Ritson will be our very first guest. Obviously, I want to make sure that if we can get now team principals, as I said, with regards to the drink in the evening, let's get together. Let's have a bit of fun. We'll do a pre-recorded video, or if you want to do it live, I'm happy to stick a microphone in your face. But of course, obviously, the drivers, just really, if you want to learn your English a little bit better in 2019, I'll be more than happy to help you guys. I know that some of them are quite proficient, including the likes of Corby Bowles, Mike Van Vugt. So I'm more about helping you guys. Obviously, if you're a Brit or you're an Aussie or a New Zealander or from the US and you want to practice your English, I might have to call your bluff on that one. Oh yes, Siobhan Turney. Yes, it was good to see Joe. Who was also at the Downforce UK Awards. Of course, for those that aren't aware, KR Sport took the Team of the Year award at the Downforce UK Awards last week, where myself and Jake Sanson hosted. I am the Downforce UK communications manager as well, but also the series commentator. So Siobhan, looking forward to seeing you and Joe and the Turney family at round one. So I'll see you guys in March. Kaiser Soze. That name sounds quite familiar. A good friend of mine in the boxing community. Good evening, Mick Mulcahy. I'm good, mate. Thank you very much for asking. Hello from Rotax, Peru. Crikey, we've got that far ahead. Or are you just not disclosing your location, Kaiser Soze? Yep, so KR Sport won the Downforce UK Awards Team of the Year. There is, for those that do, we did also have quite a few nominees in the Kart Racer of the Year. Joe Turney was one of them, Clayton Ravenscroft, quite a few others as well. So yeah, realistically, I think 2019 BNL Karting Series, we haven't even got to the kickoff yet, and people might be thinking, what does our commentator think? Well, you know what I'm going to say? Is I'm going to wait for the action to unfold in front of my very, very brown eyes and glasses, because I tell you what, I've been looking forward to, I think this is the most exciting season for me as an individual. Not just seeing it from the commentator's perspective, but also as a fan. And we will be crowning new champions in October. And obviously some of them will be going to Brazil. There may be some breaking news about my involvement within the BNL Karting Series family later on this year as to what I might be additionally doing for 2019. That will be revealed in due course. We're coming to the tail end of this 1 hour Q&A. Thank you very much for everyone's questions this evening. So I will, I'm going to basically say, I want to hear your predictions. I want to hear your predictions, you guys out there. That's the problem when you've got a camera and you can't, you're trying to make eye contact with it. You've got one screen that's looking a bit bright in your face. And you just go, well, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. So, you know, who... Yeah. No worries, Mick. I'll speak to you soon, mate. So, realistically, at the end of it all, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't predict what's going to happen in October. I don't know who's going to be going to the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Finals. But I know one thing's for sure, with the BNL guaranteeing cracking action, that when we go green at the kickoff in just 5 weeks' time at the home of champions, I know one thing is clear. It's going to be about cry havoc and let slip the Carters of War, because I tell you what, when we go green, it's all out war out on that racetrack. And I'll be the man that's going to be keeping an eye on exactly what's happening. So we're coming to the end of the broadcast. Thank you ever so much for everyone that has tuned in, that has provided questions. We'll try and do one the week before. Well, if I can, I'm going to try and do one the week before we head to Genk for the BNL Karting Series kickoff on February 23rd. Ladies and gentlemen, dankjewel. Merci beaucoup. Vielen Dank. Thank you. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And don't forget, head to bnlkartingseries.com for more information about what's going to happen in 2019. And hey, drivers, are you ready to head to Italy for the grand finals on the 19th of October? You better make sure you qualify first. And here is your opportunity. I'll see you guys the week before the kickoff, and hopefully I'll see a few familiar faces at Karting Genk on February 23rd. So from me, the official BNL Karting Series commentator, Alex Goldschmidt, it's a very good evening from the BNL Karting Series UK studios here in North Essex, just 100 kilometres north of London. I'll see you guys soon. So take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you're up to. Good night from me.